Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gut Health Happy Hour. Welcome. Say hello as you're coming on. Give me a hashtag replay if you are watching on the replay. So, what we are talking about today seems very simple, but it's really not when you realize that 90% of Americans do not get even the minimum amount of recommended nutrients from their food. Minimum. Hi, Dana. So, this is a big problem, you guys. If we're not getting our minimum recommended amount of nutrients, our body simply cannot work properly. And that includes our gut and our digestion, right? So, Mother Nature designed all of these things so wonderfully and packaged them up in these wonderful packages so that we could get all of our nutrients. And what we have done as a society, especially here in America, but really it's now spread all over the world, is we've decided to create food-like substances instead of using food from the earth. We're creating our own substances in a factory that are not, they're no longer food. They're food-like substances. And this is a main big reason why we aren't getting enough nutrients, but I'm going to go through 4 other reasons why we are not getting enough nutrients. And it's just not as simple as people make it out to be. Yeah, we've got the food pyramid. Seems fine and dandy. It's really not, but that's what people go off of. And people think if they are just eating their 3 meals a day that they're probably getting enough nutrients. Maybe they'll pop a couple multivitamins and they're good to go. But that is simply not the case. So that is what we are talking about today. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Marissa. I'm the facilitator of this group, founder of the Happy Belly Method. And I created this group because I had gut issues for 30 plus years that were absolutely ruining my life. I put on a happy face. It seemed like I was doing okay, but really I was miserable, and I didn't really know how miserable I was until I got rid of my gut issues. And now looking back, I would give anything to go back and change it. But that is what brings me here to you today, is because I want to help as many people as I can to transform their gut. Transforming your gut transforms your life, I promise you. And now I have all day energy. I've got food freedom. I sleep through the night. I can digest food well. I have regular bowels. That's like such a rare thing today, right? So that's why I want to share all these things with you. So I do this gut health happy hour every Friday. Nope. This is Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. So welcome to anybody who is new to the group. I'm super happy to have you here. Hi, Renee. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Karen. Karen's one of my awesome clients. She's the best. And my program that I created is called the Happy Belly Method, and that is where I work directly with women for 16 weeks to completely get rid of gut issues and gain your energy for life back. So welcome everybody. We're talking about nutrients today. So like I was saying in the beginning, seems like a simple thing, like you just eat 3 meals a day, have a couple multivitamins, and you should be getting all of your nutrients. Unfortunately, in the world we live in today, it's just not that simple. So there's 5 problems here, and I'm going to try and get through them quickly, but they're all really important. So number 1, like I was saying, there's too many food-like substances going on. And these things, anything that is not food, if it's created in a lab or in a factory, your body cannot utilize it. Our body is constantly, all day, every day, there's cell turnover. So cells are dying and the body is rebuilding cells, right? So this includes like your organs and your gut lining that I talk so much about that gets damaged all the time. Your body uses the food we eat to rebuild these cells. So if you think about what you want your body to be built out of, do you want your body to be built out of pizza, or would you rather have your body be built out of chicken and vegetables and potatoes? That is the main thing that we're talking about today, is that your body so desperately needs all of these nutrients and needs them in a good balance to literally build your body. So when people say the amino acids, they're the building blocks of protein, like food is the building blocks of your body. And hi, Caroline. Oh, My wonderful assistant Caroline is here with us. She is so sweet. So, yes, Caroline says, any questions, share them there. The main problem is we're not getting enough actual real food into our body. There's too much fast food. There's too much packaged food. Like all this packaged food came out in the 80s and it was so great. Like we could all just put some in the microwave and have dinner. But what we didn't realize what we were doing is not rebuilding the cells of our body with real food. And so many health issues have come up, right? Since about the 80s, don't you think health issues have been on a steady incline way too fast? And that is one of the big problems. So we need to get back to eating real food. That is number one. But here's the next problem. The way that our farming system works today, the soil is not mineral rich. It's not getting turned over. We're not rotating our crops. We don't have ruminant animals that are out there fertilizing the soil. So our food is only as good as our soil. So if our soil is depleted, our food is depleted, we eat the depleted food, we will be depleted, right? So if anyone here is a gardener, give me a yes in the comments if you are a gardener and you know that you need to create a good environment to grow whether it's vegetables or flowers. You don't just go get some dirt off the side of the road and put it in your garden because you know that's not going to grow the best plants. What's going to grow the best plants? Really mineral rich soil that has all kinds, like I know gardeners that put all these like different layers of eggshells and banana peels, and there's all these crazy things people do, right, to create the best plants. So if we are eating foods from farms that don't do any of that work with their soil, the food that we are eating doesn't have the nutrients that it used to. We would have to eat 4 to 5, sometimes to 10 times, depending on the food. We would have to eat, let's say 5 to 10 times the amount of food today to get the same amount of nutrients as we could in 1940. So if you think about, I have my handful of spinach in my smoothie and I have a cup of broccoli with dinner. So I think I've got my vegetables for the day and I have a couple strawberries. Think about having to eat 4 to 5 times that food to get the same amount of nutrients in 1940 as you could from that small amount. So that is a big problem, the way that our farming system works today. So we really need to think about where our food comes from. If your food comes from a mass-produced agriculture farm from way across the country or way in a different country, and they're mass-producing these things, the soil isn't fertile, then they pick it when it's not ripe yet, and the food has to travel. The longer your food travels, the less nutrient dense it becomes. The best food is picked right off the vine. So, of course, growing your own food is the best, but we can't all do that. Like, I live in Seattle. I can grow food in July and August, and that's about it, right? But trying to get as local a food to you as you can is great. That's why it's great to eat seasonally. And I've done a whole training on eating seasonally because if you eat something that is grown in your state and it gets to you the next day and you can put it in your face the next day, after that, it's going to have all its nutrients. If you are buying, which we're all guilty of this, buying strawberries in the middle of winter, how far did those strawberries have to come to get to you? They've totally lost their nutrients now. So back in the day, you could only eat seasonal food. Way back in the day, before there was grocery stores on every corner and trucks delivering all these things, right? So that's what our human body is used to. So thinking about local, organic food from a farm where they have proper farming practices is going to be your best bet. Now, again, not everybody has that, but I have a solution for that I'm going to talk about. The next problem is glyphosate. So if you haven't heard me talk about glyphosate yet, if you're new to the group, get used to it because I talk about it a lot. I wrote an article on it. I'm going to repost it again here because it's so important, you guys. This is, in my opinion, one of the biggest health risks in our society today. So I just posted that article. So glyphosate is the main ingredient in Roundup. Roundup is heavily sprayed on all of our crops. Even organic food that's not supposed to have Roundup now tests positive for it because it comes from neighboring farms. It can come through the soil, it can come through the air when it gets sprayed, it comes in the water. There's even glyphosate in our rain. So it's very hard to eat in a world that is ruled by glyphosate. What it does is it's a pesticide, it's an herbicide. It also helps them to dry the crops when they're ready to harvest. So they spray the crops like 3 or 4 times. What it does is it goes into your body and it directly kills your good bacteria. It's a pesticide, right? That's what it's supposed to do. It goes in, kills our gut bacteria. Our gut bacteria is our first line of defense in our gut. So once we deplete that gut bacteria, the gut lining is now not protected, and that glyphosate actually causes leaky gut. If you have not seen my leaky gut training, comment leaky, and Caroline or I will get you that replay of that leaky gut training. Super important. If you're in this group, you've got leaky gut. It's just happening today with everybody. So every time we eat and this food contains glyphosate, we're killing our gut bacteria, we're causing leaky gut. So that is another big problem. It also binds onto our minerals and removes minerals out of our body. So we're very mineral deficient because of all the glyphosate as well. So I know not everybody has organic food readily available, and sometimes it's more expensive, but if you can buy organic, that is a good thing to do for avoiding the glyphosate. The next problem. So that was number 3. The next one. Okay, and this is relevant to everyone in this group. If your gut lining is damaged, which I just showed how that can happen, I go into a lot more detail in my leaky gut training. So if you want that, you go ahead and comment there. When your gut lining is damaged, so we have all these little villi, there's these little fingers in the gut lining. These guys are meant to sweep the toxins through your body so they can be excreted, and they are grabbing onto the vitamins and the minerals and the nutrients to absorb them through the lining of the intestine so that your body can use them. The villi get damaged, the leaky gut starts to happen, and now toxins are seeping through into your body and nutrients are not being absorbed. So if there is some damage to the gut lining, if you feel like you have gut issues, you probably have leaky gut. And if there is no gut repair, like intentional gut repair done, the leaky gut will still be there. So we need to intentionally do some work on sealing back up that leaky gut, repairing the villi so that you can absorb your nutrients. So that's the 4th problem with getting all of our nutrients, is that even if people come to me and they tell me all the time, I swear I eat a healthy diet. I eat tons of fruits, tons of vegetables, all this stuff, but I still don't feel good. I have gut issues. I have no energy. Because if you're eating all of that, but your body's not absorbing it, it doesn't matter, right? So that is the 4th problem. And then the 5th problem, there's a lot more problems, but the ones we're talking about today is that we're living in a stressful society. So back again in the 1940s, like the kids just ran out and played all day long. Dad went to work and came home and read the newspaper. Life was much more simple. Now we've got 24/7 news. We've got phones and laptops and we never stop working. There's so much more crime. There's so many more things that you're worried about your kids doing. We're living in a more stressful world. We just went through a pandemic. And when your body is stressed, it burns through all the goodness you have in your body. It really needs all of that to handle this stress, and it burns through it really quickly. So the combination of those 5 things is why we are just not, hi Marcia, is why we're just not getting enough nutrients. So only 1 in 10 Americans, and this comes straight from the CDC, only 1 in 10 Americans is getting enough nutrients from their food. And that's a really scary fact because, like I said, we're literally taking our food and building new cells with it. So you don't really have anything in your body that is older than 10 years old. You're rebuilding your body all the time. So what do you want to rebuild your body out of? What do you want to rebuild your skin out of? What do you want to rebuild your gut lining out of? What do you want to rebuild your liver out of? We need those nutrients to be those building blocks. Just to get the foundation of health, before we even think about addressing whatever your specific gut issue is. So people are like, what can I do for constipation? What can I do for abdominal pain? What can I do for IBS? Before we even talk about that, we need to build the foundation of health. That's really what is missing in our medical system, in just the way that we do things where we want quick fixes. We want to just take a pill and have it go away, or have somebody give us some kind of quick fix diet that's going to make it go away. But none of that is going to do anything if we don't build the foundation of health. So I have 4 pillars that I work on with my clients to build that foundation, build the pillars, create this really strong structure of health. Then, if you haven't solved all of your problems by then, we can start addressing the symptoms specifically. But I say that when you're going to build your health house, would you just go right out and buy the throw pillows when you don't even have anywhere to put them yet? Probably not. What would be the first thing you would do if you're going to build your health house? You would probably hire somebody to lay the foundation, right? Then somebody would build the structure. Then you have the drywall guys come, then the plumbers, then the electricians. There's a whole order to it, right? But you wouldn't just go out and start buying throw pillows. That is what people are doing when they're looking to solve their health issues, and that is really what the doctors are doing. They're just giving you a throw pillow. So throw pillows would be a prescription, a supplement, taking a probiotic, trying some specific diet, a keto diet, or even an elimination diet, taking Miralax, Metamucil, Tums. What else? I'm sure you guys could give me many more throw pillows that you've tried, right? Some of you have probably tried 50 throw pillows. The reason why these throw pillows are not doing anything is because you have no foundation and you have no structure. So nutrition is the very basic foundation that we need. And if you're not getting all of your nutrients, all these throw pillows don't matter. And like I said, so many of my clients come to me and they say, I know I'm eating really well, and I know I get all my nutrients, and I have everybody give me a 3-day food journal right when they join my program, and I'll go through their food journal, and not a single client I've ever had was getting enough nutrients, not one. So this is a big problem because in your head you think you are, so you're not doing anything to improve it. But between the depleted soil, the food-like products, the leaky gut, the stress, all the stuff we just talked about, you're really not getting your nutrients. But you have to have a specific plan to get your nutrients. So how do you get your nutrients in? It's not as easy as it seems because of the depleted soil, because of the leaky gut, all of that. So there's no one size fits all answer here. But there are a few things that we can all do to improve our nutrient absorption. So of course, eating real food is number one. If it's real food, eat it. And I'm saying all of it. I want you to eat a variety of real food. So many people eat the same foods every week or even every day. Same breakfast, same lunch, maybe 2 or 3 different dinners. But what's happening is you're not getting all the nutrients because those foods are just giving you what those foods are giving you. And you're not feeding all of our good bacteria. So I do a gut health test on every one of my clients, and we can see exactly what bacteria you have, what bacteria you are lacking. And there are very specific foods that will feed the strains of bacteria that you're lacking. So the more variety we can get in, the happier our variety of bacteria will be. Health is directly related to the bigger variety of bacteria you have in your gut. So instead of having the same handful of spinach that you do every single day, how about try a different green? How about try something you've never tried before? How about adding nuts and seeds to your salads? Or trying a different whole grain that maybe is a new thing you haven't tried before. So getting real food into your body and getting a variety of foods into your body. Organic, if possible, is always good. But one of the main things that's going on in our society today is we are not getting enough fiber. Like most people are getting about half the amount of fiber that's recommended. So when I'm saying recommended, when I'm talking about recommended vitamins, recommended minerals, fiber, protein, this is the minimum amount. I don't want you guys to get the minimum amount. Would you want the minimum amount of energy? Would you want the minimum amount of happiness? No, you want an optimum amount, right? So when we're talking about what the FDA says is your minimum amount, we don't want that. We want this, optimum. So when I say only 1 in 10 Americans gets the minimum amount, that's scary. And that less than that, less than 10% is getting the recommended amount of fiber. And our gut bacteria, all our gut bacteria likes to eat is fiber. There's many different kinds of fiber. So if you're just throwing some Metamucil into a cup every day and drinking it, that's one kind of fiber. That's a throw pillow. There are many different kinds of fibers. I like to use the word fibers because there are many different kinds. It's not one thing. People think fiber is just this one thing. There's such a variety, and every different fiber does a different thing in your body. Super fascinating how many different kinds of fibers there are and what they do. So this is something you need to go slow on because you don't just want to jump your fiber up double. You can get constipated or you can get diarrhea or you can get abdominal pain, gassy, all these things, right? So we want to go slow with the fiber, but real foods have fiber. So if you just eat real foods, you probably will get your minimum amount and you won't have to worry about that Metamucil and all the garbage ingredients that are in it. That's another problem is, okay, I'm taking Metamucil so I get my fiber, but then there's these garbage ingredients that are killing my gut bacteria. So I'm feeding my gut bacteria and killing my gut bacteria in the same glass. There's a problem with that. The next thing is protein. People are not getting enough protein. Some people get way too much protein, like when those guys go out and eat 72-ounce steaks. That's a whole different story. But the real issue is that our bodies are meant to have a good balance of proteins, fibers. I say proteins because there's different. You want to get a variety of different kinds of proteins, different kinds of fibers, different kinds of healthy fats, and carbohydrates. And what we have totally thrown out the window in our society is just eating real food and a good balance of it. It's very simple. But we have all these crazy diets that everybody tries, and every time you try a diet, it doesn't even have to be a crazy diet, but every time you try a diet that cuts out a certain amount of foods, you're depleting your gut bacteria. There's going to be an imbalance. So how many people out there have tried low carb? Give me a yes in the comments if you've tried low carb. I would be very shocked if there's anyone in this group who has not tried low carb. Let me know if you've tried keto. Anyone here tried keto? Anyone here tried Nutrisystem? What are some of the other ones? So there's all these different diets. Every time you do one of these diets, you are throwing off the balance of gut bacteria. So when we do low carb, literally taking out carbs means you're taking out fiber. Now, I'm not talking about donuts. Like, if by low carb you mean you cut out donuts, then that's good. But when we do these extreme low carb diets, we're totally taking all the fiber out of our diet, and that will deplete the gut bacteria, and it takes a long time for that bacteria to get back into good balance. So even my clients that come to me that are the healthiest people, because people will come to me and they tell me they eat all their healthy food, they exercise, they do all the healthy things, but why do I still have health problems? And we'll perform their gut test and we can see exactly what is missing. And it's probably due to some kind of diets, antibiotics, stress, whatever has happened to you in the past. We need to get that bacteria back into a good balance for you to start feeling better, or you're just spinning your wheels and getting super frustrated in the process. So, yeah, Karen, yes, exactly. And we've all done that. I came from, do you remember that time period? It was like late 80s, early 90s, I think, where everything was non-fat. That completely destroyed health in America. Absolutely, completely. There was one man, his name was Ancel Keys. He came out with one study that said that you had to take fat out of your diet. He totally picked and chose things from the study. Picked and chose? Doesn't make sense. Particular points from the study, and somehow he went around to everybody in America and told everybody that they all had to stop eating fat, and everybody did it, and it completely destroyed health in America. It's actually a really fascinating thing that one man did this to America. But whatever the fad is, there's a reason why it's a fad. There's a reason why these things go in and out. Why don't we just get back to eating real food and eating it in balance? Because our body was built to eat what Mother Nature gave us. We're meant to eat sugar from fruits. Don't be scared of fruits, please. Fruits are perfectly packaged up with fiber. Yes, they have natural sugar, but you guys, natural sugar is not bad for you. Okay, our liver needs glucose to run on. Like, we need these things, right? So the fiber in the fruit negates the sugar. So if you have 6 grams of fiber in a serving of raspberries, has 6 grams of fiber and 6 grams of sugar, so that's 0 sugar. They also come with phytonutrients. This is something that they don't even talk about in the food pyramid. Phytonutrients are every different color of fruit and vegetables has a different phytonutrient, and these phytonutrients feed our good gut bacteria. So try and think about eating the rainbow of fruits and vegetables so you get all the phytonutrients in there as well. So please don't be scared of fruit. Fruit is extremely good for you. We need to just get back to eating real food and eating it in a balance and enjoying eating. I don't want you counting points. I don't want you counting macros. I don't want you writing everything down in a journal. I don't want you counting calories. I don't want you entering everything into a food app. This creates stress around eating, and it's not necessary. How come nobody had to do that in 1940, but people weren't overweight? Because they just ate real food. We didn't have glyphosate then. We didn't have Fruity Pebbles then. We didn't have fast food on every corner. People just ate real food. So that's what we really need to get back to. But the problem still, the underlying problem is still that even if you're eating all that healthy food, it doesn't contain the nutrients that it used to, and because of the soil, and there's glyphosate and everything, which is killing your gut bacteria. So what I do with my clients is we use products that are certified organic, certified glyphosate free, grown in mineral rich soil, away from all other farms, so that there's no glyphosate in it. And they actually mineralize the soil and water all the plants with purified water. And we have these products every single day because it's the only way you're going to give your body 100% of what it needs, or 100% plus optimum, right? It's just a sad fact of America today, unless you know your farmer. But even if you know your farmer and they farm organically, there's probably glyphosate coming from the next farm. So using these products with my clients is a game changer, because you just don't know how good you feel until you get all of your nutrients. It is quite amazing, the difference when you're getting all of your nutrients. So if you are interested in my program, the Happy Belly Method, we use these products that are tested for glyphosate. It's the only products I've ever found that test for glyphosate. Certified organic, grown in mineral rich soil. We'll test your gut microbiome so we can get that baseline of what is going on in your gut microbiome. We work together for 16 weeks. We do one-on-one coaching, group coaching. You go through my gut health online course to learn all about all these gut health happy hours are great, but are you going to implement them if you don't join the program? That's the big difference. Like, hopefully you're all learning a lot from these happy hours, but the difference between implementing them and not implementing them is working with a coach. So if anyone is interested, I'm going to drop my link to book a call so we can talk about working together so that you can really start to feel better building that foundation of your house. Stop getting the throw pillows, stop putting band-aids on your symptoms. We need to build the foundation with my 4 pillars. So if you have seen my lives before, we've got to build the foundation and the structures. The 4 pillars are nutrition. You've got to get all your nutrients. You've got to get out of that 90% of people who aren't getting the nutrients. We've got to balance the gut bacteria. If you don't balance the gut bacteria, like I said, spinning your wheels. We've got to detoxify the body. Toxins are going into our body all day, every day. And remember, we're building the cells out of what goes into our body. But between our air, our water, our food, our beauty products, our cleaning products, toxins are going into the body. We've got to get those toxins out of the body. We need to do a safe detox. And then we've got to improve the gut-brain connection. That stress that we talked about that's going on 24/7, that's totally depleting your body. We need to be able to strengthen the resilience of your body to handle that stress and strengthen the connection between the gut and the brain. Those are the 4 pillars. That's how you build the foundation of your health house. So even when you do have days where you don't eat very well or perfectly, it's okay because your health foundation is so strong that your body can handle these things. We want to make your body really strong and resilient. And that is what I do with my clients. That is how I feel good every single day of my life, because I'm not perfect every day of my life, nor do I want to be. But my health home is so strong and resilient that now I have food freedom. I have the freedom to make fun choices if I want to and go out with girlfriends like I am tonight to happy hour. And my health house stands strong. So that is what I want for all of you guys, to build that really strong health home. And I would love to help you with it every step of the way. So I dropped a link to that free phone call. We'll just see what's going on with you and see if I can help you and if you would be a good fit for my program. And even if it doesn't work, that we're going to work together, I still want to get you good next best steps to get you going in the right direction. So go ahead and book your free call down there with the link in the comments. And on that note, do you have any questions about this or anything else? Please pop them in the chat. Let me read through some comments here. Yep. Yeah. Oh, artificial sweeteners. Yes. So that's one of those food-like substances that I was talking about. I'd rather just have you have maple syrup or honey. These things come from the earth, right? Like, it's sugar, but it is packaged up with other beneficial things, right? Like, things made in a lab, made in a factory, are not packaged up with anything else beneficial. Oh, Karen, she's so sweet. Karen is my client. She says, do it, do it. I've never felt better. But Karen she is a good client, you guys. She is awesome, and she follows the program. It wasn't always super easy, but she followed the program, and she's feeling amazing. And I think her cholesterol is down like 40 points, and her C-reactive protein, which is an inflammation marker, went down. She has lost, I think, 12 pounds, which we don't really focus on weight in the program, but that was one thing that she wanted. So I'm really super proud of Karen. She's just killing it. So yes, book your free call. Let's talk about getting you your health foundation home built so you can feel good for the rest of your life. Oh, Karen, 15 pounds. Whoop, whoop. That is awesome. We share wins in the group every week, so I bet I'll be seeing Karen share that in the group this week. So thank you all for coming. Love you all. Here's to a happy, healthy weekend, and I will see you same time, same place next week. Bye, everybody.